Hello everyone, here are the latest market news on August the 16th, 2019. Oil rebounds amid increase in U.S. retail sales. Oil prices rose on Friday following 2 days of drop, rebounded after data showing an increase in retail sales in the U.S. slightly eases concerns about the recession in the world's biggest economy. International benchmark Brent crude futures rose 52 cents or 0.9% to $58.75 a barrel, after falling 2.1% on Thursday and 3% the previous day. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude climbed 65 cents or 1.2% to $55.12 a barrel, lost 1.4% the previous session and 3.3% on Wednesday. Meantime, U.S. retail sales surged 0.7% in July, although consumers cut back on motor vehicle purchases. Halley, senior market analyst at OANDA, has spoken out about it. Overall, U.S. data continues to be a bright spot in a dark economic universe. Asian stocks mixed, yield curve in focus. Asian shares were mixed on Friday as investors were focused on U.S. Treasury yields as well as on developments in the U.S.-China trade situation. Mainland Chinese stocks advanced on the day, with the Shanghai Composite up 0.29% and the Shenzhen Component gaining 0.57%. The Shenzhen Composite added 0.554%. Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index rose 0.85. In Japan, the Nikkei 225 recovered from an earlier slip, traded higher at 20,418.81, while the Topix Index climbed 0.1%. At the same time, South Korea's Kospi lost 0.58%, following its return from a holiday. Australia's S&P ASX 200 were slightly down. Overall, the MSCI's broadest index of Asia-Pacific shares outside Japan added 0.38%. Meanwhile, investors are watching for movements in the bond market as yields on the 30-year and 10-year U.S. Treasury bond declined to a record lows on Thursday. Many analysts are thinking that such inverse in yield curve is on the indicators of recession in the United States. Hong Kong's Lika calls to stop violence. On Friday, Lika, Hong Kong's richest man, calls people for love in his first public comments on the escalating pro-democracy protests that have disrupted the city for weeks and challenged China. Li's message in front-page advertisements in major newspapers in the Asian financial hub urged the public to seize the anger with love and stop the violence. 10 weeks of confrontations between police and protesters have plunged Hong Kong into its worst crisis since 1997. China has likened the increasingly violent protests to terrorism and warned it could use force to quell them, as U.S. President Donald Trump urged Xi meet protesters to defuse the tension. More mass demonstrations are expected through the weekend. Police tactics against protesters have been hardening, and Tycoon Li warned that the best cause can lead to the worst results. UK's PM Johnson would win no confidence vote. Prime Minister Boris Johnson's government would win a vote of no confidence put forward by the opposition Labour Party, Energy Minister Kwasi Kwarteng said on Friday. On Thursday, Labour urged rebel lawmakers in the ruling Conservatives to help block a no-deal Brexit by bringing down Johnson's administration and allowing Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn to form a caretaker government before a general election. I'm strongly of the view that the government would win a vote of no confidence. I don't see Jeremy Corbyn being able to come together with the numbers, nor do I see any prospect of him leading a so-called national unity government, said Kwarteng.